Why book a flight to a far-flung destination when some of the most breathtaking landscapes, historical wonders and hidden gems are waiting for you right here in the UK? This summer we set out on a UK staycation and it completely blew us away. We visited the northeast of England, and in this video we're going to take you through our highlights. These include some amazing coastal walks, bustling cities, outdoor adventures, historical sites, as well as an abundance of picturesque towns and villages. We kicked things off at the Cleveland Way, one of the most beautiful coastal walks in the UK. Our first highlight was the walk from Staithes to Whitby, one of the longest and most rewarding walks we did. This route had everything: stunning clifftop paths, charming bay towns, breathtaking sea views, some challenging terrain with steep climbs and descents, and the grand finale was a long stroll along a golden stretch of beach that led us to the colourful beach huts and the historic charm of Whitby. Next up was Whitby to Robin Hood's Bay. The route begins at the iconic 199 steps in Whitby, where you can take in the dramatic ruins of Whitby Abbey before heading out along the rugged coastline. Along the way we passed the striking Whitby Lighthouse and eventually arrived in Robin Hood's Bay, a quaint village with cobble streets, historic buildings and a wonderfully nostalgic atmosphere. The highlight for us here was stopping at the Toast and Post, a quirky little spot serving some of the best fish finger sandwiches we've ever had, and it gave us just the energy boost we needed to tackle the walk back in reverse. But our favourite walk? Well, that had to be Staithes to Saltburn. Now, it might have had something to do with the fact that we did this on one of the nicest days of the year, but the sunshine truly showcased the route in all its glory. The beaches along the way were simply stunning, and we found the perfect spot to stop for some lunch, soaking in the beauty of the coastline before reaching Saltburn. The town itself was buzzing with a lively seaside energy. It was far too hot to make the return trip on foot, so we happily took advantage of the fantastic local bus services to get back and cool off. The North East isn't just beautiful coastline scenery, it has some of UK's most iconic cities. Our first stop was Durham, a place that completely charmed us with its mix of history and greenery. This historic city is not only incredibly scenic, but it's also full of a vibrant energy and character. We took the time to explore, enjoying the cool vibe, great spots to eat and drink, and most notably, Durham's crown jewel, its cathedral. Visiting Durham Cathedral was an absolute highlight. Its grandeur was absolutely breathtaking, and climbing the steps to the top rewarded us with stunning views of the sea and the rolling countryside beyond. It was our first time visiting Durham, and we can now confidently recommend it as a perfect day trip destination. We also hopped on the famous metro to Newcastle, arguably the most famous city in the northeast of England. Newcastle is a dynamic mix of old and new, with modern architecture blending seamlessly with historic landmarks. The quayside absolutely buzzes with life, and the city's galleries offer plenty of surprises. Shopping enthusiasts won't be disappointed and will find loads to explore, and the overall vibe of Newcastle makes it an incredibly cool place to visit. Whether you're after culture, retail therapy, or just a fun day out, Newcastle has something for everyone. Our last city stop was York, a place that in many ways feels like stepping back in time. We started our visit with a trip to the National Railway Museum, and to be honest, it actually exceeded our expectations. Even if you're not a train enthusiast, you can easily spend an hour or two immersed in the fascinating exhibits. From there, we delved into the heart of York, wandering through its beautiful gardens and historic streets. The Shambles, though bustling with tourists, is a must-see for its medieval charm. Walking the city walls offered us another perspective on the city's rich history, and we even climbed Clifford's Tower, which has been beautifully refurbished with a new viewing deck. And of course, no trip to York would be complete without a visit to the iconic York Minster. This city has so much to offer for a day trip, and you're unlikely to run out of things to do. For those seeking a thrill or just wanting to soak up the beauty of the great outdoors, the North East has an abundance of adventures to offer. We started with a real test of endurance, the Yorkshire Three Peaks Challenge. This iconic hike pushes you both physically and mentally, but it's every bit worth it. Over nearly 10 hours, we conquered the peaks of Whernside, Ingleborough and Penighen, each offering its unique terrain and stunning vistas. Along the way, we passed breathtaking Rievaulx Viaduct, an architectural marvel that stands as one of the most recognisable landmarks in the area. There was a great sense of achievement at the end, knowing that we'd completed one of the UK's most famous hiking challenges. If the Three Peaks was about endurance, our next adventure was all about adrenaline. At Howstein Gorge, we tackled a Viafarata course that was nothing short of exhilarating. The gorge itself is a playground for thrill seekers, offering activities like gorge walking and kayaking, but we went straight in for the high adrenaline option. The Via Ferrata took us through a mix of climbing, scrambling, zip lines, and to top it all off, a thrilling abseil into the gorge below. It was an unforgettable experience that tested our nerve and left us absolutely buzzing. If you're a fan of adventure, this is one experience you cannot miss. Of course, not every outdoor adventure has to get your heart racing. For those who prefer a more laid-back approach, we visited two stunning natural landmarks, Malham Cove and Brimham Rocks. Both spots showcase the beauty of Yorkshire's unique landscape and are perfect for a day of exploring and soaking in the sights. Malham Cove offers dramatic limestone cliffs and spectacular views, while Brimham Rocks is like stepping into another world with its surreal rock formations and panoramic scenery. These are fantastic options if you want to experience the great outdoors without the intensity of a challenge. If you'd rather immerse yourself in culture and history, then the northeast of England is an absolute treasure trove of fascinating sights and experiences. We started with a visit to Rayview Abbey, a site that combines breathtaking ruins with a deep sense of history. The Abbey was once a thriving monastic community, and the experience is brought to life by a fantastic audio guide that walks you through the history. It paints a vivid picture of what life was like here through the centuries. Strolling through the ruins with the audio narration really allowed us to connect with the past and appreciate the site's significance. Next we headed to Goathland, a quaint village that will hold a special place in the hearts of Harry Potter fans. It's here you'll find Hogsmeade Station, the departure point for the Hogwarts Express in the films. The village draws fans from all over the world, and it's easy to see why. It is like stepping into the magical world itself. But the magic doesn't stop there. From Goathland, we hopped aboard the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, a vintage steam train that winds its way through the stunning moorlands. The sights along the journey were absolutely breathtaking, and the nostalgic charm of the steam train made us feel as though we've travelled back in time. The experience is a must for history lovers and, of course, Harry Potter enthusiasts. Another historic gem worth visiting is Captain Cook's Monument and Roseberry Topping. This area offers a fantastic walk through the rolling dales with plenty of opportunities to take in Yorkshire's beautiful countryside. Roseberry Topping, often called the Matterhorn of the North, is a distinctive hill that rewards those who climb it with incredible views of the surrounding landscape. Along the way, you'll come across the monument to Captain Cook, the famous explorer who grew up in this region. It's a fitting tribute to a local icon and makes for a memorable outing that combines history, culture, and a little bit of adventure. If you're after a day that's a little more relaxed but still rich in culture and charm, the North East has some truly delightful towns to explore. We couldn't resist spending a little more time in Whitby, a town that's steeped in literary history and perhaps most famous for its connections to Dracula. The Abbey's literary legacy was fascinating to learn about, and if that wasn't enough, we were lucky enough to catch a live performance of Dracula right there on the Abbey grounds. Of course, no trip to Whitby would be complete without sampling the local fish and chips, a staple of the town. We headed to the Magpie Cafe, where we enjoyed a perfect summer evening overlooking the bay and having one of the best and most filling meals of our trip. Next, we spent some time in Harrogate, a town that's every bit as elegant as its reputation suggests. Known for its spa culture, stunning gardens and Victorian architecture, Harrogate was the perfect base for exploring the region. It had everything you could want from a town: history, culture, gorgeous buildings, vibrant nightlife, plenty of great places to eat and drink. It really is no surprise it's such a popular destination for visitors. Finally, we made our way across to Knaresborough, a town that felt like stepping into a postcard. The highlight here was the view from Knaresborough Castle, which looks out over the viaduct. Knaresborough is the kind of place where you could easily lose track of time wandering through its cobbled streets, and if you wanted a bit of extra fun, you could even rent out a boat and enjoy an hour or so rowing on the River Nid. So as you can see, we had an absolutely jam-packed, fun-filled UK staycation. And I don't know about you, but I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, there was way more to do than I was expecting.
There definitely was, and I can guarantee that we'll be holidaying more in the UK in the future.
If you're new to the channel, you may not actually know that we recently quit our jobs to travel the world. That will include more UK staycations as well as some more far-flung places. So if you would like to come along with us on that journey, then please do subscribe to our channel. Now, all that leaves us to say is thank you so much for watching this one.
Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next video.